Skip, you love him. Is Baker proving he's the clutchest quarterback in football?
Here we go.
Skip was waiting
You
for
love
this
it. He loves it.
Right before your very eyes, he is becoming the clutchest quarterback in all of football. There is no, I'm going to repeat what I said last time, nobody playing quarterback right now who I'd rather have the ball in his hands in a late and close game for my life, than Baker Mayfield. He did it for the third time out of 3 games, another miraculous finish, and he still doesn't get the credit for it because I do hear on this show references to Baker fucking Mayfield. You know, that's what I get from you guys about him. Even though he won the Heisman Trophy and he was the first overall pick, it was seen as a fluky pick. He's been written off as a bust. People don't like him. They don't like his attitude. Even his GM called him a 10 on the prick scale, a 1 to 10. And there's something about Baker, the way he carries himself, that he's still looked at as the 2-time walk-on. He walked on at Texas Tech and he walked on at Oklahoma. So he's still a walk-on who's fooling the National Football League according to everybody else. All I see is at Atlanta against a division rival that everybody picked to win this division. Everybody said it's going to be the most explosive offense. Penix, who's now under some fire there, a little bit on the hot seat. But opening game at Atlanta, 59 seconds left. Baker goes 25 yards to his rookie from Ohio State, Ibuka, to win it 23-20. And then at Houston, we saw the game on Monday night. It's 4th and 10 from the 33. They're in huge trouble, and he slips up the middle, escapes the rush, and runs it for 15 yards to save the game, and then he goes and wins the game by completing his last 6 passes in a row. Then yesterday against the Jets, think about the degree of difficulty here. They're up 23-6 going to the 4th quarter because they're better than the Jets. But the defense just collapses in the 4th quarter. Special teams collapse in the 4th quarter. They give up 21 to the freaking Jets at home. And Baker is without Mike Evans, who once again, how many times has he pulled his hamstring in his career? It's like he's a hamstring waiting to pull. Well, he's done it again. He'll probably be gone for 4 weeks. They don't have Godwin back. Ibuka was hobbled yesterday. He's got a groin pull. And both the tackles are out. So it's hard to protect Baker from the Jets pass rush because Quinn he's pretty serious. He was all over Baker the whole game. And here came Baker late in that game, and he goes twice to Ibuka, and the second one was beautiful. Both were beautiful throws, but he caught the first one. The second one, but he got both his feet down, and they didn't overturn the ref on the field's call. But the point was, he sets him up, and that was late because what had happened just before that, he had run 33 yards to set up another field goal that would have iced it, and they get it blocked and returned for a touchdown. So it required him to save the day once again, to go 80 yards once again late, and he did it late again. And then I love it. He'll just step up to the mic after the game and say, it was personal. I wanted to get Wilkes because Wilkes cut me in Carolina. Well, he did. And I wanted to do it for Todd because the Jets once fired Todd Bowles. So I'm going to do it for him. I'm going to do it for Hassan Reddick, who was in a big contract clash with the Jets last year, and they basically said goodbye. I just, that team will die for him because he will die for that team. So biggest moments, just watch Baker shake and bake because he's going to do it, and I trust him a little more than I trust anybody, including Mahomes or Josh Allen right now.
Yeah,
go Akeem.
And I'm with you on that, Skip. I know you're getting a little fired up at the beginning. I'm a Baker believer. I'm on the Baker bandwagon. I really am. Now, I know you said Mahomes and Allen. I think Matthew Stafford is still the clutchest quarterback in the NFL right now.
He had a rough second half yesterday.
He did, but he put him in a chance to win that game. He on that game-winning drive, he had a chance, and we'll talk about it later, but he gave him a chance to win. But Baker Mayfield has been the clutchest quarterback this year in the NFL. That's 3 weeks of football. That's 3 Baker Mayfield game-winning drives. And it's been very impressive. With the game on the line, not only the intangibles, but the mindset that he has. He has that killer instinct, and
got
not everybody
killer.
has that.
Yep.
You're not born with that.
No.
You have to build that up over time. And how do you get there? You go through adversity. You go through tough times, and there's two types of people. When you go through adversity, some people crack, and they crumble, and they can't handle it, and the lights get too bright. The other side of that is people who go through adversity, they get better because of it. And that's exactly who Baker is. You mentioned him. He's a walk-on, #1 overall pick, goes to Cleveland, gets written off, almost out of the league, and then turns everything around in Tampa Bay. So the first 2 game-winning drives for me against Atlanta, and then last week as well, those were impressive, right? Those were great to see. But this one for me, by far, was the best. And you kind of laid the stage there. You know, it's 23-6, and you're feeling good about yourself. And on the sideline, you're thinking, okay, you know, we're still locked in, but this game's out of reach. We're playing the Jets.
Yep.
Then you stall out. The Jets come back, and then they make it 26-20. You go down 6 plays, 40 yards. You have a field goal. As a quarterback, if I'm walking off that field after leading that drive, we're going to kick this field goal, go up 29-20. The game's over.
It's over.
2 minutes left to go. Not checking out, but you're thinking, all right, I did my job.
Yep.
You have to go from that then immediately to I have to go out there and put a drive together to win this game, or else we're going to lose. That to be able to flip that mindset and to turn into, you know, a game-winning player, a quarterback that can go out and get the job done, that is so difficult to do. And then he comes out, drops a dime to Ibuka on the sideline on that corner route. Drops the second one. I'm glad you brought that up. I still think that might have been a catch. I think if that was called a catch on the field,
It was a catch.
it might have stood. The
was a
fact that
catch.
they called it incompletion and said that he didn't catch it is why they couldn't overturn it. But the third one, and this is something as a quarterback to where it gets overlooked unless you really know what's going on in the play. It may have looked like a simple screen pass to Sterling Shepard to pick up some yards to put the game away. But they had a play call on, and Baker Mayfield changed it at the line. They were in a bunch formation, 3-by-1. He's going to motion K. Dotton over, and they're under 15 seconds. For those of you who don't know, that play call or that headset cuts off at 15 seconds. So this was all Baker Mayfield. But he motions him across, does a double cadence. Hey, hut, 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 recognizes that it's cover 0. Then he confirms that it's cover 0. You can hear him stop everybody, and he goes, hey, go back, go back. Curry, 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 which is their tunnel screen to the right. That's their check. So he's doing this all on his own. In that moment, play clock's running down. This has to happen quick. Puts Houghton back on the other side. But the most important thing he did was he put Bucky Irving on the left side. Why is that important? Because in cover 0, that gap defender on the inside, the linebacker would have been man-to-man. But the fact he moved him to the left, now that makes that end have to peel with them, and it takes a player out of the screen that you're running to the right. A lot of guys can make that check, but to do the minute details and the tiny things right with the game on the line, it is extremely impressive. Does it right, and you can watch it. Irving does a little swing, pulls the defender out, hits Shepard, picks up a big play. 2 plays later, they win the game. I mean, it's
deep breakdown.
It is.
Great.
And
That's a great breakdown.
you got to watch that back. Go watch it, and that's all Baker on that play. It's very impressive. So I'm torn. Overall body of work, I still say Matthew Stafford. I'm putting the ball in his hands. But this year so far, Baker Mayfield has been the most clutch quarterback in the NFL.
But see, that's the thing. The question is not this year. It's who is the clutchest quarterback, period.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I love his comeback against the 1-2 Falcons. I love his comeback against the 0-3 Texans. What, Kenzie? Kenzie, what? I love his comeback against the 0-3 Jets, too. I just love it.
Incredible.
And I love the Bucks. I got my Bucks fans all over me on my page, Skip. They think I don't got no love for the team who drafted me. I got love for y'all, chat. My Bucks fans in the chat, I got love for y'all. I just don't think Baker.
Just not for Baker.
I just don't think Baker is the clutchest quarterback in the NFL. What's wrong with that, Skip?
What do your eyes tell you?
My eyes tell me that, let's see what happened this weekend. Jalen Hurts took his team down in a game-winning drive.
Did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Right before that, Matthew Stafford took his team down.
He did.
It was a game-winning drive. It got blocked.
Yep.
Let's see. Who else? Aaron Rodgers took his team down. That's a game-winning drive. Flacco took his team down for a game-winning drive. Even Trevor Lawrence took his team down for a game. So my eyes tell me it was just a week of the game-winning drive. You know what I'm saying? And Baker he played an 0-3 Jets team. He did a great job.
So he's 3 for 3, but it's fluky.
I didn't say it was fluky, Skip.
Yeah.
I like what he's doing, but if you don't do it on a big stage, when that speech that you gave about I wanted to get him and I wanted to get, bro, that shit don't matter in the regular season. I bet you did want to get somebody in the playoffs, and then you would get a lot of guys to really believe in you.
All right.
You'll get a lot more followers if you do it on a real stage. So regular season is one thing. The playoffs is another thing. So
Even Mac Jones did it.
Mac Jones did it, right? I mean, it was just the week that every quarterback in the league had to
Everybody's
come
doing
back
it. You
a
know?
game-winning drive.
It's
It was the
easy.
week of the block kick and the
Yeah.
week of the game-winning
Man,
drive.
block
Like,
kicks were wild.
Wow.
I mean, it was. Hey, it is what it is.
Discredit Baker Mayfield.
No, we not discrediting them, Skip. It was just the week of it. You know, it was for everybody this
Yeah.
week.
You're not, but just for clarity, you're not saying Mac Jones is more clutch than Baker Mayfield right there.
I'm not saying Flacco, Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, A-Rod, Matthew Stafford, or Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying any of those guys are more clutch than him. I'm just saying I told you who my clutchest quarterback is because he did it on the big stage. I feel like as them games get bigger and bigger, guys play different. You know, I played a lot of playoff games, Skip. I told you
right.
how many, like 14, 15 playoff games.
All right.
It get tougher. It get tougher and it get tougher
All
and
right.
it get tougher.
I'll respond in a moment, but I want to hear big man talk here.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, listening to all you guys talk about it, I think I'm somewhere in the middle as it pertains to Baker. Like, I feel like, obviously, it's only 3 games, and to get that label as far as being the clutches in the game, I feel like it has to be over a period of time. Let's just see how this thing goes out through the rest of the season, but obviously what he's done so far has been really impressive. I feel it's going to really show right now with the injuries that you talked about earlier, how he's going to come back from that and be able to lead his team. But I feel like throughout his career, he's had a tough start, obviously, and what he's doing now, you got to give him some credit. And you know, it's just a small sample size to just say he's the clutchest in the league because I want to see more, but he's definitely doing his thing right now.
But your instincts, I'm hearing, are telling you, don't buy, right?
The instinct saying, yeah,
but
you know.
Yeah, but I'm still a little on the fence about it. I got to at least maybe let's see what it looks like after 8 weeks. And
All right.
after 8 weeks, if he's still doing these same things, and it doesn't even need to be taking his team back, game-winning drives, but just let's just see if they got at least 6 wins and he's like the main reason for it.
yeah.
Then I'll be like, all right.
All right, so Philadelphia visits Tampa this next Sunday. So what happened to the Eagles, you brought this up the other day, in a playoff game following the 2023 season at Tampa? Now, they didn't have Zach Bond and they didn't have those young corners that they drafted. But it was still the Eagles and it was still Jalen.
Yeah, it was.
And Baker just threw a flat-out party on them. He goes for 337, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. And the final score is 32-9 Tampa. So you can say maybe Tampa kind of has their number a little bit or just has a good feeling about playing against them. We'll see this coming Sunday. But I've told you this before, and I'm going to say it again. In the history of the playoffs, the quarterback who has the highest passer rating ever in playoff history is Baker Mayfield. He's now thrown 12 touchdowns to 3 interceptions in the postseason. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And if you look at what he did against the Eagles, it's spectacular. And as you also pointed out, at the end of his run in Cleveland, he did take them to their first playoff game since 1993, and it was at their arch rival at Pittsburgh, and he goes there, and they just romp and stomp, and Baker throws another party at Pittsburgh. Man, he's showing you clutch, maybe not late game miraculous clutch, but to your point, high-level consistent play in postseason games. I think he's done that, and he has lost 3 playoff games, but they went to the wire, every one of them. They had chances at the end, and I'm saying, what's not to love about this? But there's a tag on him. He's a walk-on. That's what I'm saying. In your psyche, you're saying, yeah, but he's just a walk-on.
Nah, in our psyche, we just saying that he ain't won shit, Skip. Like a playoff game here and a playoff game here, like that ain't shit, Skip. Our quarterbacks. If we want to stamp him as the clutchest, if we want to stamp him as the best, then that's Tom Brady like. That's Mahomes like.
Yeah.
That's Matthew Stafford like. Like them the guys who deserve those tags because they earned those tags. Them guys also got regular season comebacks against 0-3 teams, regular season comebacks against 1-2 teams. They got those as well.
Okay.
So it's just not enough, Skip. And that Eagles team that you're talking about, he just blasted. First of all, we talking about clutch here. He didn't have to come back. He blew their ass out.
He did.
He didn't have to come back in that game. So I don't even know why we talking about that.
I know, but 337 is big time. I don't know.
But it wasn't
playoff
nothing
game.
clutch about it. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
you used
That
to
was
go
just
for 400 at USC, right? You know what it feels like.
This a totally different Eagles
Appreciate that
team
plug
that he's
right
that he's finna play.
Hey, I threw for 300 a couple times in the league too now.
This is a totally different Eagles team that he's finna play.
Oh,
this
I know. How do
coming
you
up
feel
week.
about this weekend? They're both obviously 3-0.
well,
We're gonna find out if
They
he's
Where the
say
game
God-
at, Kenzie?
What?
Where's the game?
I think
It's at Tampa.
it's in Tampa.
Yeah.
It's in Tampa?
But they're saying Godwin might try to go. But if Mike Evans can't go and Abuka is still like,
Then he got a
Limpy.
built-in excuse, right?
okay, well, he didn't have a built-in
Skip's
excuse.
still gonna
He
come
doesn't have
on
either
Monday.
of his tackles.
Yeah.
They said Christian Worst might try to play. I don't know.
He the underdog again.
Okay.
Underdog Baker.
Hey,
All right.
got an underdog. I'll say this though. I think the fact that he's a walk-on, I don't see that as a negative. I think everyone sees that as a positive. That tells me that he's a guy that can go through some
They
adversity.
don't. They
I
don't.
don't even know. Walk on. You a Heisman Trophy winner, a first round.
Yeah,
pick.
like
that walk
body of
on
work.
shit is out
It's
the
over.
window.
No,
It's all
I
the way
get
out
it.
the window in my book.
You
So
can't
that's
judge
why I'm looking
someone-
at you as a Heisman Trophy winner, first round pick. You in year 8.
First overall pick, right?
That's what I'm saying. First overall
Yeah.
pick, Heisman Trophy winner. I just want to see some playoff shit. You know what I'm saying?
that's the
That's
key
what I'm
point.
saying.
Like, you're
that's
not
why I
saying-
want to see it, because you are a first overall pick. You are a Heisman Trophy winner. I want to see the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I see Jared Goff, first overall pick.
Yeah.
I see some shit. You know what I'm saying? I see some playoff wins. I see some shit.
What I see is you got no love for Tampa. right?
Tampa, I got a bone to pick with Tampa, though. Yeah, I got a
do?
bone to pick with Tampa.
There it is.
Because
Tampa recently dropped the top 50 players Tampa
you
Bay
didn't-
history.
Oh, this is
you didn't
why.
make
Oh,
it.
I wasn't on that top 50
here
still.
it is.
The fuck?
What?
Wow.
How was I not on the top 50 for
Okay,
Tampa?
then they're out.
Disrespect.
Baker's out.
Baker's out.
He's
We
done.
hate Baker.
He's done.
We hate
I'm
If
off
I
the
can name some of the
bandwagon.
guys,
It's over.
but I ain't gonna disrespect some of the guys they put on that list. But come on, man, I had like 16, 17 picks when I left Tampa in 4 years. Like, bro, come on now.
But what did you win?
They played me. But it's a lot of guys on that list who ain't win shit, who was
Right.
on my team. We all ain't win shit.
Because you have
But y'all
said
got
multiple
them.
times,
Yeah.
you're
But
about
I'm
to
saying-
win.
on there.
You're about
But,
to win.
but for this list, it wasn't about the wins, because there's guys on that list who ain't win shit.
Yeah.
Rondé and Warren them and Bo, that's Derrick Brooks, they won shit.
Yeah.
But Tampa ain't won that much shit. You know what I'm saying?
You top 50?
Top 50 skip.
Come on.
Fuck,
you-
you
Ain't
fucked
no
up.
way.
You fucked
Skip,
up.
I feel
Ain't no
played.
way.
But I think, I mean, like, what it keeps
I'm
I'm
still
rooting for the
playing,
Eagles
Skip.
this weekend.
Akeem, like what it keeps saying is, and I get it, it makes sense. Like, you're not saying he's not clutch. He's
I'm
a
not
clutch
saying he's not
quarterback,
clutch.
but clutches, that carries weight.
Bro.
Got to do it on the biggest
It's a
stage.
lot
That's
of
why I
guys.
say Stafford, Mahomes, Brady. Look, and I want to ask Mercedes in a second, but if I'm on a team, every day of the week I'm going to battle with Baker Mayfield. The game on the line, I'm not saying I don't want to battle with him,
Right.
but I'm not saying he would be my first pick. That's my whole point is
Hey,
I
we
would
here.
take
Yeah.
multiple other guys ahead of Baker. This year he's been number one, but body of work. And I know sometimes the teams make a difference. I'm not saying that he hasn't been on, some bad teams.
Yeah.
He played a team. He played
team
a
sport.
a
Yeah.
collective
But-
record of 1-8 this year. So
Mercedes, as a
Come on
tight
now.
end, if
Yeah.
it's like you're going for your Super Bowl this year, Clutch's quarterback, who are you choosing to be on the team with?
Are we talking about present, like playing
Right now,
quarterbacks
right now.
playing right
yeah.
now?
If you had to choose Clutch's right now
right now,
to bring you that Super Bowl ring this year.
I'm probably going with either Stafford or Mahomes.
and
Oh.
why? Why though? Why are you going with them two?
So obviously they've both been in the big game. They've won.
Shit.
That's
That's your answer right there. They
Like,
both done did this shit
Yeah,
before.
that experience that they
That's it.
have in doing that. I mean, it's you know how it is. Like you feel different when you're in preseason games, regular season games, and playoff games, and like
Exactly.
it takes a different mentality, a different mindset, a different type of fortitude to be able to have your game transfer in the playoffs and do that, and to see, when you watch great things happen, it's just like, damn, like you know what it feels like.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's just a different. I need to be sure. So if you're asking me that question, like
You need to be sure, yeah.
I need to be
I'm
sure.
taking them guys.
Yeah.
All right,
Why Skip
let me
haven't done
say,
that though?
Go ahead, Skip.
Mahomes.
Why-
Just the truth is, if you look hard at his last 2 seasons and the start of this year,
Yeah.
it's just falling. His performance eroding.
Right.
It's slipping into the sunset. He was 8th in QBR 2 years ago, 8th last year, and now he's fallen. Pro Football Focus ranked him after last night. They rank him 16th in the league in performance, just going off the numbers.
But still led
So-
him to the Super Bowl.
Well, he did, and they were down 40-6 with 4 minutes to go. Okay, they're down 40-6, but
They
he
won the
did
year
that.
before, though.
He did that.
Yeah.
I got
The
it.
year before that.
Even though he was 8th,
Okay,
he
but
won the
I'm
Super Bowl.
saying, if you watch him last night, they're playing the Giants, and the Giants just looked miserable last night. And Mahomes is throwing backward passes like, I think I'll throw it backward. Oh, you will?
But
what
to your
are you
point,
doing,
to your
man?
point, Skip, I was telling my son, like, who fault is this, Mahomes? But why is Pacheco turned this way when my goal is
You know why?
this way?
You know why?
Like,
Because he's told to run a flat route, but he got pushed backwards, and I'm always.
yeah, so why is you this way, though, bro? So Mahomes, like, bro, what
That's
the
why.
fuck?
Might as well turn
Like-
that into a wheel.
Like, come on, bro.
yeah,
like,
you know what
why
I'm
you
saying?
supposed to
Hey, I'm selling it.
Just
No,
turn
no,
this
no,
way,
no,
Mahomes,
no,
and put it on your chest, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, but
I
but
get it, though.
Mahomes is some past tense. Like, I got you. I mean, who can argue? He was starting to threaten Brady, like for clutch. And yet, over the last 2 years plus 3 games, you can't make the case. You would go with Baker. If somebody came and put him in a vacuum over the last 2 years and 3 games, and you said for your life, you die if you lose this game.
Right.
You'd say, I think I want that guy. I want
why
that
though?
guy
What
in the
did Baker
orange
do in the
jersey.
playoffs last year?
What's that?
What did Baker do in the playoffs last year?
Well, they lost to Washington.
But that's it.
Yeah.
So why would I
Okay,
take
but
Baker?
but Jaden was spectacular in the end of that game.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll take Jalen. I'm not going. Maybe I'll take Jaden.
Jaden, yeah.
But
Jaden.
I'm not going to take the guy who lost. If we take all right, just the last 2 years, Baker, you're 0-2 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm not taking you. You out the category right now. I'm gonna grab you by your neck and throw you to the back real quick, bro. Like, why would I take that?
It's tough to say that you would take a guy that you don't have an example of how he's going to play on the big stage. That's
And
tough.
that's
my whole
all I'm
point.
saying.
It's no disrespect to Baker. He is
Yeah.
a damn good quarterback, and he's a clutch player. He is. But we haven't seen him on the biggest stage yet, so we don't know how he's going to react. He looks great in the regular season. He can get it done in some of the playoff games. But when it matters most in the Super Bowl, talking about clutchest of all time,
Yeah.
when there's
No, I
no
got it.
example, it's tough to just say, all right, I'm taking Baker. I'm going with Stafford first.
Nah.
I'm going with Mahomes first. I'm going with guys, Tom Brady,
Does
that
it
have done
matter
on
to
that
you
stage.
he has the highest passer rating in the postseason ever?
No.
Not Skip, I'm with you though. I would love to have Baker
you could-
Mayfield.
you could
if I'm starting
finagle
a team
them
today,
stats.
Baker Mayfield's on that short list of
Finagle
quarterbacks.
Yes, you
You
can.
can't finagle him.
If you get your
the number
ass
is
beat
the number.
and we start playing cover 4 and you just keep completing shit,
Okay, all right. But that's not tricking up the stat.
I mean, that's not tricking it up, but it looks better. It looks
want-
better that way.
I mean,
wanna-
to
go
the
ahead.
point of like, you brought up as far as like Mahomes' numbers and how they've, been lower than
Yeah.
what it's been. I just feel like all of that said, I'll take a Mahomes that's not, his numbers have dropped, but he's been there and he's proven. Then somebody that I'm just like, yeah, I think he's cool, and then for the moment he's doing fine.
Yeah.
He's showing some clutch, shit going
Yeah.
on, but
Fair.
it's just, if I had to put my life on it, it's no doubt.
He's not even in the conversation for you.
And if
Yeah.
if you give Mahomes, Mike Edwins, Godwin, and Ibuka, oh my God, Skip. Oh my God. If you give Mahomes them 3 receivers, come on, Skip.
Well, 2 of them can't run right now, so that would be the
Yeah,
problem,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's a tough. Well, let's.
All right, so real quick, just to close this case.
Yeah.
I know he's just a rookie receiver, but he's a smart kid from Ohio State, Ibuka.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
love what he's made of.
Really good
Because
player.
he's tough and he's got great hands.
Those
and he
one-handed
runs
catches.
great routes. He is
True.
where he is supposed to be on a dime every time. That's
Mm-hmm.
why Baker loves going to him, because
trust.
he knows how to play the position.
Good point.
So he said last night after the game, I'm going to read you a quick quote, because this is Baker's intangibles, and I believe if you were in his locker room, you would feel the same way about him. So Ibuka says, he's a natural-born leader, someone who is willing to die on the field before giving up or shutting down. I think it's pretty special to have someone like that at the helm of your team, so we're in good hands. I think they believe they're in good hands, not crazy hands, not fly-by-night hands, not fluky hands, like one-game wonder kind of hands. I think they think they're in good hands as a franchise
Right.
going forward. And I think you would too if you if you were around him every minute, every day, and competing against him in practice, because he'd be
probably
going at
would.
you. He'd be exchanging with you all
Yeah,
through practice.
we had great battles, but that same quote,
Great
that
battle.
same quote, we could say that about 15 quarterbacks in the league right now.
All right. But listen, I think it's deep in that locker room what he's done for that franchise. And to step
agree
in
with that.
step in for Brady, it's hard because you can't be Brady. And he just said, "No, I'm me, and I'm
Right.
going to be me, and I'm just going to do me."
And that's what he's doing.
Yeah, he is. He's still doing him.
First round exit.
Yeah, okay. You got it? First round exit.
That's what
Win the
he's
division.
He's definitely not doing Brady.
Win the division.
First round exit.
Okay.
He's
Then you
definitely
got
not
him in the
doing Brady.
playoffs. Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
not bad.
Okay. Well, let's move on to a different quarterback. Okay. So 139 yards.